This weekend I'm really excited. I'm off to my cousin's wedding, and even if it's not a very formal wedding, still I will be wearing a hat. So I've been thinking that it's actually quite timely because here in London, Royal Ascot is coming up, which means that the British summer social season is really on, and hopefully with the tips that I'm going to share with you about how to style your jewelry when you wear a hat, that's going to serve you to navigate social dress codes that can be a little bit tricky. There are very strict rules with regard to the kind of hat that you're expected to be wearing, but there are also all sorts of non-spoken rules that you don't want to fall short of. Welcome to another of our Saturday Jewellery Rendezvous. I'm Sophie, your host and a jewelry designer maker behind the award-winning Essemge brand. I'm based in London, UK, and every week we share our common passion for anything jewellery related. This week the theme is how to style jewelry when you wear a hat, and that's actually quite timely for me as I have a few options that I want to share with you of a few head accessories that I can choose from for that wedding. And hopefully that will give you some ideas as well of how you can play with your look. So to start off with, hats are obviously not your everyday wear. It's part of formal wear, and as the name says, since it's not your go-to outfit, it can be a little bit tricky to find the right option that fits your face, shape, your hairstyle, your neckline. I mean, everything has to work in harmony. What you want is the hat to complement your silhouette, your outfit, and also not to compete with the jewelry. So the jewelry will also have to be in balance and in proportion. That's quite a few elements, but I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. Rather, let's start with something hopefully really simple, face shape. So if you've got an oval shape, you're very lucky because pretty much any type of hat will fit. You can go with a wide brim hat, you can go with a fascinator, easy for you. If you've got a square face, then you will want to soften with curves and movement. So you will want a hat that's got soft edges, floppy edges if you want, to create that softness. And then in contrast, if you've got a round face, you want to create some structure. So you will want a hat that has more of a structured look, like a little pillbox hat, for example. And if you've got more of a triangular heart-shaped face, a fascinator, that's really is gonna be your best choice. So wide brim hats, fabulous if you feel that you want to hide underneath it because it covers a little bit of your face. But that brings as well a whole load of challenges, which is, of course, it's going to compete with if you're wearing glasses and if you're wearing earrings, because these are going to be hidden, or at least partly hidden, by that wide brim. So you will want to actually choose more of a choker length necklace or even a longer one, maybe a sautoir necklace, and play more around the bangles and the rings to take away from around your face that's already framed by that big hat and to draw the attention down. Then if you've got those smaller hats, obviously you might think that smaller hats will be less noticeable. True, to a point. There is no way that you can hide behind those smaller hats. So if you've got like a little pillbox or a fascinate kind of hat, then maximum length for your earrings, because these will be on show, I would advise to stay maybe bigger studs or dangles, but to the jawline, not longer. And then again, you can play with layering necklaces, layering bangles and rings. So between the earrings and choker length necklace, you're better off at least a collarbone length, so 18 inches or 45 centimeters long, and even longer. And if you opt for dangles, then forget about necklaces, just a stack of bangle or a big cocktail ring, fancy ring, that's quite nice too. And you can have even a brooch, why not? A nice clutch bag. You can also have fun with your shoes. But remember, Ascot is grass. So as the weather can be wet, unfortunately, don't ruin your shoes, but that's another story. Talking of the weather, in case it's raining, obviously this is something that you need to be prepared for. Your hat and your hair might suffer, in which case forget about the earrings. The earrings will be hidden, unfortunately. So there again, more bangles, longer necklaces or rings are your best bet. On the reverse, super sunny day, you will have shades as well as your hat. So keep your earrings quite small and subtle, and then you can go with a nice little choker length or collarbone length necklace. So let me show you what I mean by white brim hat. That's one of the options that I have, and as you can see, it's nice, quite elegant. It's structured because the edges are strong and not floppy, but that means that, for example, I can play with a couple of options that I'm going to show you. I'm thinking a nice chunky ring to create a bit of a drama, because white brim hats are very dramatic. There is something very theatrical about them. So you can play with a nice big ring, keep at the same time the earrings a bit more on the subtle side, and I'm gonna show you a nice gorgeous little pair that's not yet on the website but which soon will be. Those delicate lace agate, mother of pearl and silver, handcrafted. And see what I mean when I say go but not more than the jawline. So something that gives a bit of sparkle and a bit of light around the face, but nothing more. Actually, I'm keeping those new earrings for another video where we'll be again talking about hats, but in the context of the wedding season. So that was one of my options. I've got 3 that I can choose from. The other one is that delightful little vintage fascinator kind of situation, and it's quite nice because it has that little veil, and again I can do those sweet little dangles, especially as those feathers have a hint of blue in them. So that can be, see that. Then I can go with choker length necklace. This is a quick retake because I don't know what happened yesterday, but the video for some reason that has disappeared. I wanted to show you that with a choker length necklace this works well. I can add those little studs and everything works in harmony, so that's quite a nice option and not too ladylike as well. So it stays on the sweet, cute little number. And now the last option that I wanted to share with you that I have, oops, the hair, that's that little headband, which I like to wear kind of upper dressed style, quite sitting at the front, as you can see, so that the detailing here clearly shows regardless of your hairstyle. I've got short hair, so that's quite actually very versatile with hats because you can play with the earrings a bit more than if you had long hair. It's more, probably not best for Ascot to be fair because of that diamante flower. Probably best for more of an evening situation, but let me show you how I'm thinking of pairing it. If you want to wear it during the day, an option is to go with these longer angles sitting at the jawline. Goes well with the necklace and it has a bit more drama, kind of mirrors this but without the sparkle, so it's more of a daytime look. So these are my 3 options that I will play with and choose from. Oh, and just a quick one, as you can see, hats are all very well, but don't take it off unless you absolutely have to. You will need to style your hair again. I want to leave you with my 3 go-to tips of how to wear jewelry with a hat. So first one, balance is everything. If you go for a bold brim hat, your jewelry should complement and not compete. Second tip is comfort. Ascot is a long day, so lightweight pieces that won't get caught in your hair or your shawl because it can be a little bit chilly sometimes. That's something that you need to be thinking about. And the third one is let one piece speak. So you choose your piece and you build your look around that. Ultimately, you want to feel your best self because you want to enjoy the day. So it's all about being effortlessly put together. It's also about making memories because you go there with friends. It's a day-long event. So you want your jewelry to reflect who you are. thoughtful, timeless, unique. And if you would like some help to choose the perfect piece, I would be delighted to help you. So please drop me a line, leave a comment, or you can email me contact@essemge.com. I've also released a blog on the subject that goes even more in details and give you even more ideas. I will link it in the description, and feel free to like, share with your friends who might be interested by jewelry and by joining us, our lovely community, every week. Remember to subscribe so that you never miss an episode. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. Enjoy your bank holiday weekend, and I'll see you next week with even more delightful stories about jewelry and style inspiration. Bye for now.